For classic matches done in the same style as this one, go over to patreon.com/drunkredhead. On my last World Cup qualifying video, we were looking at the rest of Europe's March qualifiers, including this beautiful goal from Vladimir Weiss of Slovakia. And now we're going to round up the rest of March's qualifiers with more from the third round of Asian qualifying, starting at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha for Qatar versus Iran. It was the 52nd minute of the game when Tarami gave Iran the lead, a goal that would win them the match. 1-0 was the final score. 1-0 was also the score at the Heilong Stadium in Changsha, where China were taking on South Korea, and surprisingly it was China getting the 1-0 win, Yu Jubao scoring on 34 minutes to give them the win. Due to security concerns, Syria were hosting Uzbekistan at the Hangjebat Stadium in Krubong, Malaysia. The match was goalless right up until the last minute of the game, and then this happened. A foul in the box meant a Syrian penalty in injury time, and Omar Karbin took it confidently to give them a 1-0 win. We stay with Uzbekistan, who are home this time against Qatar at the Bunyodkor Stadium in Tashkent, and once again it was only a single goal that settled the score, a free kick from Ahmedov on 65 minutes, giving Uzbekistan a 1-0 win. Next up, South Korea versus Syria at the Seoul World Cup Stadium, and yes, this was yet another 1-0 win. This time 4 minutes were on the clock when Hong Jong-ho gave South Korea the lead, and it stayed that way. We finish off Group A with Iran versus China at the Azadi Stadium in Tehran, and I'll give you one guess at what the final score was. Yep, it was 1-0 once again, Taremi scoring for Iran on 46 minutes to give them the win. In the standings, Iran are top on 17 points and can qualify with a win on the next set of qualifiers. Second is South Korea with 13 and third Uzbekistan with 12. Over to the Rajamangala National Stadium in Bangkok now for Thailand versus Saudi Arabia. And don't worry, there's more than one goal in this game. And it started with Mohamed El Salawi scoring on 25 minutes to give Saudi Arabia the lead. We then had to wait until the end of the game for the goals to continue, Tanner Boom with an own goal on 84 minutes, making it 2-0. And we had another goal in injury time, Salman Al-Muasha scoring on 90+2 to give Saudi Arabia a 3-0 win. Also in Group B, the United Arab Emirates hosted Japan at the Hazard bin Sayed Stadium in Al Ain. However, it was the visitors that took the lead on 13 minutes, Yuya Kubo scoring the goal. Then in the second half, Kono doubled Japan's advantage, scoring on 51 minutes, making it 2-0, and that is how it stayed. Due to security concerns, Iraq versus Australia took place at the PAS Stadium in Tehran, and it would be Australia taking the lead, Matthew Leckie on 39 minutes getting his head on the end of a set piece. This was not to be Australia's day, however, and Yassin scored on 76 minutes to equalise for Iraq. The final score was Iraq 1, Australia 1. To keep pace with Saudi Arabia and Japan, the Socceroos would need a win in the next game a few days later against the United Arab Emirates at the Sydney Football Stadium. And they had a great start, as on 7 minutes Jackson Irvine gave them the lead with a header. They did the same thing again on 78 minutes to make it 2-0, Matthew Leckie scoring the header this time, and that's how it finished, Australia 2, United Arab Emirates 0. Over to the King Abdullah Sports City in Jeddah now for Saudi Arabia versus Iraq, and I know what you've been missing from the start of the video, those 1-0 wins. Well, here's another one, Al Shuri scoring on 53 minutes, giving Saudi Arabia a 1-0 win. It wasn't a bad goal either. We're left now with the final game of the video, and also the most high scoring, which isn't hard with all the 1-0 wins. It's Japan versus Thailand at the Saitama Stadium 2002 in Saitama. And Japan took the lead early, 8 minutes on the clock when Shinji Kagawa scored the opening goal. Later in the first half, 1 became 2, another Shinji scoring this time, Shinji Okazaki scoring on 19 minutes. Yuya Kubo scored his second in 5 days on 57 minutes to make it 3-0 Japan. And at the end of the game, Maya Yoshida headed in on 83 minutes to extend Japan's lead. The final score, Japan 4, Thailand nil in the standings. Japan and Saudi Arabia are joint top with 16 points each. Third are Australia with 13. And we're done for March's World Cup qualifiers. We'll be back next month with some more. Like and subscribe.